even though I think I'm trying to break it. And so when they kisses, nah, but grandma was giving out fisses and punches. Like, okay, y'all ain't gonna talk to me. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. So the best thing I can do is not repeat the cycle, but every now and then I make a mistake. But the and you stuff that ain't nobody else know, but you ain't tell nobody because you was like, if I really start talking, if you wouldn't want to share secrets. And so here it is, Joe sitting there, and watch this. When you get elevated, you look different. How could you not recognize your own? Oh God. Maybe I need a. They couldn't recognize his elevation and the emotions. He had to turn away and cry. Now he better than me. Okay, this is only for the real saints. He better than me. Because I would have let some arrogance. I would have let me some get back come up. Oh. Oh. I need all y'all. Come here. Gather around. Oh, y'all ain't petty like me. Gather around. Let's talk about something. You know who I am? See, that's why God don't allow some of us to get in certain places. Because God, no, I still got petty all in my toes and everywhere. Call me Pastor Petty, because if you try me, I'm just being real. So I'd have been there like, See, y'all remember, I'm the same cat that's threw in the hole. I'm the same cat that y'all tried to kill. Where Daddy at? Because I need to talk to him too. This is my get back time. So they plotted to kill him. And at the last minute, instead of killing him, they had the chance to sell him into slavery to his cousins instead. Watch this, and to make a little money. So that's what they did. It was Judah who decided to take Joseph's coat, smear it in goat's blood, and present it to the father as proof that Joseph had been devoured by a wild beast. Do you see how folk would take a situation and try to turn it? Family drama. Now watch this, because also he was loved more than the other brothers. So you just can't come back and say he gone. What you mean gone? I remember when I was coming up, and me and my cousin had our two little brothers, and there was some woods behind where we lived. And we used to have a fort deep in the woods. Okay, so I grew up in the city, but I also grew up in the country. And country living is different than city living. Come here, somebody. Country living, you be out there doing things that you ain't thinking about that's dangerous. We out there in the bushes. Okay, that's okay, I just showed that how. Okay, we out there in the bushes with snakes and spiders and everything. But we out there sitting on the ground and making forts, and because we ain't know no better and we ain't care. It's something about ignorance. Okay, y'all just missed that. God says some things I'm not gonna charge you for because you ignorant too. I'm from yourself in some of the ignorant things. And so me and my cousin, we had our little fort in the woods, and my mother, God bless her heart, she told me, do not go in them bushes with your brother. I said, yes, ma'am. And went straight to the bushes. Okay, y'all wasn't bad. Y'all wasn't that type of child. I went straight to me and my cousin both was told, don't take them to the bushes. So we went straight to the bushes. We chilling. Now watch this. And the air was floating across the bushes. And it came to I heard something that sounded like my mother. And I heard my name, Karen, on the winds. And I stopped and I listened. And I heard it again, Karen. And then I heard the other voice, roll that out. And me and him looked at each other and said, oh. Now watch this. We took off and left what we were responsible for. Because fear caught us and made us not think everything through. Y'all gonna catch this in a minute. And so we took off running. And when we got out, my mother and my cousin mama was standing at the bushes. Now, where my mother's at, you know where your children at, even when they don't think you know where they at. It's something about your spidey senses that be like, they're exactly where I told them not to be. Okay, can I get some real women in here that know, you know what you bred, you know that your child gonna do it exactly because they got you in them. And so my mama said, wait, Jay. And my cousin, wait, Lenny. And we looked at each other and we took off back in the bushes. When we get there, my brother and cousin hugging each other, crying. And we like, come on, boy, come on. So we snatched them up and we run back out the bushes. And my mama and us standing there. So by this time, okay, y'all ain't live where I live, but by this time, all the children knew. So they gathered too, because they know something getting ready to go down. Okay, y'all, yeah, they want to be a part of the festivities. And so we come back out, and my mother's lips are poked so far out, she looked like a pelican. So I know she real mad. I'm going somewhere with this. So when we get out, she say, I'm gonna beat you. I said, what? Okay, I'm gonna beat you. And so I thought I was gonna get it right there. So I'm already, catch this, I'm already looking around to see which kids I'm gonna have to beat up. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to me because they gonna pick. So I already know you gonna get it, you gonna get it, you gonna get, because you don't know how to shut up. So I'm gonna stomp you out, I'm gonna stomp you. And so she say, I'm gonna beat you. I say, Mama, please. She said, come on. So that was one win. She took us home. So now we got to walk with it. Some of y'all don't understand that God is going to punish you. Watch this, because he loves you. He going to chastise you, but you got to walk with it. And so some things you're not going to get immediately. He said, I'm going to get you later, but know that I'm going to get you. You're not going to get away with it. And so we walking back to the apartment, and we lived upstairs. And so we didn't have AC. We was in the bricks. So the window up. So I peek out, all the kids have gathered around the window. That's just like people. When you getting ready to get in trouble, folk will be there to spectate. But God has a way of allowing you to escape things that folk think they're going to be able to witness you go through. And so now I would be remiss to say that I did not get a whooping, but my mother was consistent. And she wore me out in that room until she got tired. And so later on, here's where I was going. Later on, she said, the reason that I whooped you is because you scared me. And you didn't understand the danger you put yourself and your brother in. Some of us in here don't understand why God been beating you. He been whooping you because you don't understand the danger that you put yourself in. And so he has to let you know that because I love you, I need to chastise you because I don't want you to keep doing that again. And so she wore my hind parts out. And guess who never took their brother back in the bushes? Now, I went back. Don't look at me like that because there's some sins that y'all do that y'all keep going back to. The beating was only for a moment. And that's why I keep going back to some stuff, because God only beat me in the moment. And some stuff is so good to me that I'll take that beat. Can I talk to 3 people in here that you know that it's some sins that you go through that you like, Lord, I'll take this whooping. You see who in here? Because some of y'all is not being truthful. Some of y'all is sitting in here because y'all wet and y'all uncomfortable. But I need to talk to 3 people in here that know that it's some stuff that God told you not to do, not to go back to leave alone. But because that thing was good to you, and because the flesh yearns for it, here you are doing it over and over and begging God not to whoop you. And he said, I'm going to beat you every time. And now you looking at yourself saying, I'll take that whooping because I like it just that much. I don't know who I'm talking to in here, but it's at least 5 or 6 of y'all that say the whooping will last for 3 minutes, but the pleasure lasts a little longer. I don't care who it is. It's some stuff that God is going to have to take from you himself. It's some stuff that I'm looking around and I'm saying, God, I like it too much. I like that too. Applegate. Because watch this. The daddy liked pleasure. And the daughter-in-law understood it, so she positioned herself. Because watch this, he lied to her and told her that she was going to give. Now watch this, self-preservation for the daddy. Say, wait a minute, I gave you the first one. And I gave you the second one. And all of them died, but you the common denominator. So the last thing I'm going to do is give you my last one. Sometimes you got to realize that everybody can't get this. But she like, no. I'm looking out for my survival. That's why some of you need to stop worrying about what folk think about you, because they didn't understand or they did not know what you had to go through to make some of the decisions that you had to make. Can I talk to some mothers in here that had to make some bad and some hard decisions where you didn't think that it was going to have lasting repercussions, but now your children looking at you funny and you tell them you don't even understand all of the things that was surrounding that. The reason I had to make that decision because I had to believe that you was gonna eat. Sometimes I had to stay with him 2 months longer until I got my money up. Okay. So let me go. I got a little. All right. So here it is. It says that they smeared the blood over it. They took it back to the father. So we already know that Judah was the kind of man who would sell his brothers into slavery, break his father's heart. And when push came to shove, he might not be above killing. But according to Genesis timeline, he wasn't much more than 15 or 16 years old at the time. So with all that being said, a popular saying, if you can't be a good example, you just have to be a horrible warning. Oh, y'all still with me? I was wondering. I was wondering if I had lost y'all. If you can't be a good example, you'll just have to be a horrible warning. Some folk got to be a horrible warning. Chapter 38, right after Joseph episode, tells us young Judah is now basically a runaway. He's left his father and brother, Abandoned the people of Israel. He's going downhill. He foolishly jumps into marriage with an unnamed Canaanite woman and has 3 sons. So the next thing we see, that when you don't deal with your home of origin issues, sometimes you find yourself picking wrong. You pick out of your hurt. Oh, mother B, they don't understand what I'm saying. How many of us can really think about how many places that we can look back over our lives and say, I picked wrong right there? I chose the wrong person. Watch this. Don't raise your hand. Don't even say nothing. Just look straight at me. Don't blink. Don't do anything. How many of y'all can really say, I picked the wrong father for my babies? I picked the wrong mother for my. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing, because sometimes your kids looking at you. Who wrong? Now watch this. They looked right. They felt right at the time. Folk don't show you who they are until pressure happens. Oh, y'all ain't catch that. Y'all ain't catch that. Some of us jump into relationships without applying pressure. So in certain things, we cannot be together in certain instances till I see you mad, happy, sad, irritated. Okay. Because when you're mad, you may have a tendency to hit stuff. And the last place that I want to fight is in my house. I've been with lady 40 years plus, never had a physical fight. Now she has. Because I was that type of dude. Yeah. Swap, wop. I was like, woo. Praise the Lord, everybody. But why? Yeah. Knuckles. Knuckled up. Wait. But watch this. Because I grew up in the home of origin issues, I said I'd never put my hands. And so my thing was, if I got to put my hands on you, I don't need you. Okay, I'm talking to somebody right through here. And that watch this. You think love is we got to be physical. No, that's toxicity. Love don't hurt. Love don't hit. Love don't destroy. I could never understand how you say you love somebody and blacken their eye. Now, y'all can look at me funny. I never understood how you can say you love me, but you bust my lip. You have anger issues, let's deal with that. But I do not look like a punching bag. I will not be a punching bag. Watch this. Okay, can I talk to somebody? I love me too much. I'll be by myself, all by myself, before I allow myself to be. So you picked wrong. Prophecy says that Judah's house is supposed to be great, become great. Everybody preaching in here now. Oh, I must have struck something right there. Man, okay, watch this, because y'all went there. I'm gonna go there. Watch this. Some of us don't understand that some violence was not because they didn't love each other. Some violence was from outward trauma that they only had one place to deliver it. Okay, let me explain let me explain it. Back in the 40s and the 30s and all that, you was 50 years old and somebody 20 years old calling you boy. And so now you come home and you've been disrespected everywhere else. So now when you walk in the house, that's the one place you want to prove that you dominant. And because the only thing you knew or know was violence, that's what you did in the home. So watch this. The black women have evolved because there was no one lower than a black woman. So what God has a tendency to do is make what has been oppressed. Because see, I read in the Bible where he's on the side of the oppressed. So now what you have to understand is because the black women was oppressed for so long, God put something in you that you able to survive anything. Okay, can I talk to some women in here that know that you have come through some stuff that should have killed the ordinary person, but here it is, you still standing strong, looking good, still smiling. How? Folk trying to figure out how you still laughing when you done been through what you've been through, because God put survival on the inside of me. And now the same person that was oppressed is the most educated, making the most, oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to me now, making the most money, doing all kind of things. So what was once oppressed is now moving forward. But be careful, don't start being the oppressed. Because a lot of times when you come from up under it, you will start looking down at who you have. Oh, they just missed it. Okay, let me go. Mm-hmm. Now that man is no longer good enough. All right, let me go. What happens when you're sleeping with me, but don't want to create or build nothing with me? Can I ask that question? What happens when you want to sleep with me, but don't want to build with me? Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. They're using your body, but don't respect your mind or destiny. May I suggest to you, sometimes you got to know when to let folk go? As soon as I recognize that you're not a part of my future, I make you a part of my past. I'm not dating just to be dating. Okay, can I talk to 3 people? I'm not dating just for you to be chilling with me. No, I have a purpose. Watch this. And my purpose is more than the bedroom. All right. He perverted the procreative act so that there would be no procreation. This is the spilling of the seed. Y'all know that. This is when they. Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, right? I'm on Facebook. Okay, so let me put that down so I don't say it the way I say it. So okay. This is when people that don't read their word, don't understand their word, say that when you are in your happy time by yourself, that's the sin, which is the onan sin, which is spilling your seed on the ground. So they say when you do the M, y'all with me? That's the sin. That's what they use. That was not the sin. The sin was that during that time, he took her in. And when he took her in, he was supposed to do everything by her as if she was the wife, which includes giving offspring. But because he didn't want her offspring to have the inheritance with the children that he loved, he treated what he was supposed to protect like a side chick. And so he would come in to her. But then when it was time to fulfill what he was supposed to fulfill, his pull-out game was on point. And so because of that, God said, okay, so now I pick this up, babe. Okay. I ain't trying to get banned. You know you get canceled for anything. Uh-huh. So he was refusing to take responsibility for what he wanted to keep using. I'm gonna say it again for those taking notes. He refused to take responsibility for what he wanted to keep using. Be careful when you don't want to take responsibility, but you want to keep using it. You can be living with somebody who's snatching away responsibility. Mm. Let me go. Genesis 38:14. Now, then Judah's Canaanite woman wife died. So at this point, let me read this. Oh, come on, I got to do better than this. So at this point, the house of Judah was down two people: Judah himself and his son. The third son was also to be reserved for the widow under the kinsmanship of marriage, the marriage system. Okay, y'all catch that? Or his father Judah would have to perform the duty. So somebody had to do it. Because if in that time you was not married, it was a death sentence. Y'all catch that? Okay. So Tamar, but clearly Judah wasn't about to get remarried, and he wasn't about to let her marry his son. So neither of them was inclined to get a move on and have a family. They weren't trying to do that. So did Tamar know about God's promises? That the family of Abraham would become a great nation, with the greatest portion being the house of Judah. So sometimes folk will move because they think they know the destiny. So did she know that? Or was God doing something different? All right. Are y'all with me? If so, the promise was looking kind of dubious. And in terms, Judah's family's given rise to the Messiah. Well, it was assumingly grim. So watch this. Sometimes the best come out of family issues. Because this is the same lineage that our Lord and Savior comes from. So what happened next? It's time for the livestock roundup. That's when he get ready to go. So Genesis 38:14. I'm trying to go a little faster, so y'all forgive me. Y'all let me go on a rabbit trail. So she removed her widow's garment. So she removed her covering and put on a different covering. So she removed the rightful covering and put on her own covering. She removed the covering that she was entitled to and put on covering of deceit. And wrapped herself and sat in the gateway, which was on the road. So she positioned herself to be an eye shot of the dad. Now here you go. When you keep your mindset, where you keep your mindset is where you will soon find yourself. So write this down. Where you keep your mindset is where you will soon find yourself. So if you keep your mindset in a broke mindset, you will soon find yourself where? Y'all a good class. Because nowhere did I see where it says she dressed as a prostitute. She covered herself with a veil and wrapped herself. It also doesn't say she went out and stood in a well-known pickup corner. She just positioned herself. So sometimes folk will assume who you are. Because if you read the word, she never said she was a prostitute. It never said she was dressed up. She just changed. And he propositioned her. Oh, y'all didn't read that? So she positioned herself for a successful outcome of where she wanted to be. So she went out incognito to the city gate where she would see all who passed by, including Judah and his men. So she got where she knows she needed to be. I got 5 minutes. All right. She may have wanted to confront Judah and shame him publicly. If a man refused to provide an offspring to carry on his brother's family, refused a legitimate kinship marriage, a penalty was for the woman to confront him at the city gate. So she may have came to confront him, but found another opportunity to do something different. How many times have you found yourself thinking one way, but a situation? Am I talking to anybody? Y'all still with me? I ain't put everybody to sleep, have I? Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. All right. So, however, things take an unexpected turn. Before she has the opportunity to approach Judah, he approaches her. And before she has a chance to say a word, he says, allow me to lutanize this now. Come on, girl, let me hit that. I'm gonna lutanize that. He say, hey, I wanna hit that. I want to touch. Uh-huh. So in a blink of an eye, she goes from shame to opportunity. Y'all catch that? She went from I can shame him to now I have opportunity. This must have been a shock for her, but may I suggest to somebody that what the enemy attempted to bring shame to you is going to turn out for an opportunity? Some things the enemy brings to you to shame you, God said, I'm going to turn that around. All things work together. Somebody listening. Now, watch this. I wrote, here's where we see that Tamar is a quick thinking woman. Anybody here quick thinking? You quick on your feet? Okay, men. Don't say a lot, but I'm gonna talk to y'all for about 30 seconds. If y'all have a wife, a significant other that's like mine, they quick. They quick. You can say something, and I say something to lady, and she come back with 72 questions of one statement. I don't even understand how you can get 72 questions off one statement. Where we going? We gonna get there. Where we doing? And so now I'm here with an overflow in my head because I'm like, what? Huh? No, we just going. No. Now watch this. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. A woman will submit to a man if she understands the submission. Women have no issue submitting as long as you leading. When you're not leading, they not submitting. Because submitting is strong. See, society try to make submission feel like it's a weak thing. No, submission is strong because when I submit to something, that means I have to be connected to it. And if I'm connected to it, that means I have to understand it. And if I understand it, that means I'm going to help it. And then if I'm going to help it, that means I got to get underneath it. And if I'm going to get underneath it, that means we have to be in agreement. And if I'm going to be in agreement, that means we have to have communication. And if we're going to have communication, that means that we have to have equality. And if we have equality, then how can two walk together unless they agree? So most submission comes with agreement. Women will abort what you plant if I don't agree with it. Come here, men. We plant. They carry. And so once we plant it, if they don't understand what you planted, they will abort it, even if they don't do it intentionally. They just won't take care of it. And just because they don't take care of it don't mean they don't love you. Okay, let me go. Okay. Let me see. Try to. No, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. Okay, let's finish it out. So, yeah. Well, I'm looking at the thing, and if I say some stuff, I'm gonna trigger some of y'all, and it's too late in the game to trigger some of y'all. I'm gonna leave you with this one. I'm gonna leave you with this one. Women know how to identify future obstacles. Women have a great tendency to know how to identify what's getting ready to happen. You be like, Have you ever seen that girl come and you be like, she not going. It's something about her. Something on the inside of me telling me this. So today, I hope I help somebody. But listen, the one thing, if you didn't get anything else I said, the one thing I need you to get is how to identify obstacles. Because everything Tamar did, she did with self-preservation in mind. So sometimes we get mad at folk not understanding they're in survival mode. Anybody in here ever been in survival mode and folk trying to look back over your decisions and now they talking about your decisions, but they didn't understand that everything that you were doing was to keep living? And so to me, we as a church have to understand we can't judge folk. Watch this. We can't judge folk motives. Let me be clear. We cannot judge folk motives, but we can judge your fruit. So there's some things that God is getting ready to do for you in here. And you need to be vigilant enough to identify the obstacles. I said about a week or so ago, we stood up with some people that needed to get back in line. Y'all remember that? And I said, listen, when you stand up, understand this. It's going to get harder. Every person that stood up for the most part, except for a few, have come back to me and say, Pastor, you did not lie. Not only did it get harder, it got worse than it ever did. Because when you walk away from the enemy, because he has a tendency to control this earth, he start messing with stuff to get you to turn around and make you think that you didn't make a good decision. Everything Tamar did, somebody could have been there to tell her she didn't make a good decision. But her decision saved us all. Somebody gonna catch that. Her decision and her time saved all of us. Because the Lord came through her decision. So sometimes your right now decision don't look the best. Have you ever came out of something? Lord, I remember when I was going through that and I didn't think I was going to come out. Anybody? You look back and you be like, I thought I was going to die. And watch this. Some of y'all came out and been out so long, you don't even remember how it felt when you was in it. You just remember how it was, but you don't truly remember how it felt. You just knew you was depressed. You knew this, but a lot of it, you don't know how you truly felt. You have an idea because you can associate depression with a feeling. But now you out of it. So why are you mad at the next one? Because if he put you out of that one, he'll bring you out of this one. Is there anybody in here believe that? I don't know about you, but every time I'm walking through something, now I don't even look at people. People be having me all over the place. They be like Job's friends. What you did? Why don't you go ahead and curse him and die? Oh, no, I ain't did nothing. That's why you can't let everybody come sit with you. That's a sermon all in itself. I just got a sermon for some time. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. Sometimes you can't let everybody sit with you. They be trying to get you to kill yourself. Amen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Oh, it's 11:59. I'm good. Right on, right on. I'm done. Today I ain't give y'all all the